Okay, we now have health in the game, and we also have sound, but we can't actually see those things, so we need to add UI. Now, this is where Unity is a little bit different to probably other tools you've used. I'm going to go up to Game Object, I'm going to go to UI, and I'm going to add text. This creates a canvas. I can double click on that. You'll notice that my game windows are way down here. It looks tiny, and the UI is a much bigger, what looks like a much bigger window, when in fact it actually isn't. Okay, so this is an overlay, right, and the text is there. I'm going to move that into the screen. This is an overlay, right, so this, you've got to remember, you look through the camera when you're in Unity. The UI is an overlay on top of that camera, so this is static, this UI that I've added here. When you switch to game, you can see how it's actually going to look when the game's been played. You see, if you scrolled the camera, moved this camera, scrolled the screen, that text would still be in the same place. So I'm going to add 3 bits of text. I am going to, this one is going to be player 1 health. So I'm going to name it that up there on the top right. You see that? I'm going to duplicate that, or just add another UI. So go to Game Object, UI Text, and we're going to put that one up the other side. Should probably spend longer than I'm doing to line things up and everything. And I'm going to add one more piece of UI to the middle, and I'm going to keep that one in the middle. You look at his position, he is in the middle, and I am not actually. Is he? Yeah, I'm going to put him dead in the middle. See over here, 0, 0. I want that one dead in the middle. That one I'm going to make sure I take the text out, because I don't want anything that one out, because that is going to be a message basically saying game over. So this one I'm going to name as player 2 health up in the top right of the inspector. This one I'm going to name as message box. So message. Okay, so these are 3 UI text boxes which I can use, called player 1 health, player 2 health, and message. Now in the code I'm going to add something so that I can use them. So if I switch into Visual Studio, at this point I'm going to make that private. I'm going to change health back to private because we don't need to see it anymore, because we are going to be displaying it on the screen. I'm going to say using Unity engine.ui. This is important. You can't use UI without putting that line up the top. I am going to add in somewhere in the top, I'm going to add in public text health UI, public text message UI, which I'm going to assign in Unity by dragging the text boxes onto it. And then in the on collision enter, because right now this is the only place you use health and the only place we need to update the health, I'm going to say health UI dot text equals health plus health to string, because health is an int and we need to change it to a string. That should mean that the top left and the top right ones, once I set them, will come up with health. If the game is over, I'm going to say message UI dot text equals game over. A challenge could be to make it say player 1 wins or player 2 wins. In that case, you need to actually check who you are by checking game object name to check who you are, and that will let you know by checking health and stuff if you're the winner, and you can say there who's won. I'm not going to bother about that now. I'll leave that to you as a challenge if you want to make it say who's the winner. So I'm going to save that, and I'm going to switch back to Unity. On our player, let's see, it should be updating here to the right. Okay, so in the hero we have now got health UI and message UI. I'm going to drag player 1 health onto hero and the message UI onto the message box into the message UI. On player 2 I'm going to drag player 2 health onto that, and I'm going to drag message onto that. Okay, so the same message box is being used by both players. And before I do that, I'm going to color these just so they're easy to tell apart and you can see them better. If you click on color on the inspector, you can pretty much choose whatever color you want. So I'm going to go with that red color there. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do red. Let's go red. Okay, and this side I'm going to go with a blue. And let's choose blue there. Okay. And this one, let's say yellow. So choose your kind of colour up there and then select it in the middle. There's a eyedropper tool that lets you pick any colour you want as well. So let's run that. And what we should have now is we have health. Okay. Now, as you can kind of see, oh, that's not very good. Not sure why that's happened, but let's see. I've changed the offset because it looks like the bullet's hitting him. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Maybe a bit far forward now. You could fiddle about with that -2, make that -1.8 or something. But you can see now the health is coming up. The only thing I'll notice though is the health didn't start right away. There's a couple of ways to fix that. An easy way is just to say in here, change this box to say health, and then do that in there as well. But probably a better way is to go into the code and actually do this line maybe once at the start. Let's try that. Put that in there just so that it updates it at the start. That might be a good idea. And hopefully it's going to run for me. Yeah, that works. Okay. So it's now updating at the start, and we've got this shit. And we can destroy the auto goblin, and we run. And game is over. Yay. That's pretty much the game. Just a very quick update from the last video, because probably there's an easier way to do this. If I take the health UI and cut it out of there and just put it into the update method so it's constantly getting updated, it's probably a better way, because if you decide to do damage some other way, it'll get caught in there and the health will be constantly updated, and it also avoids us having to put that in twice. So I'd probably actually move it to there. And the other thing I forgot to mention is when you're doing a UI in Unity, it's actually really important you look at this anchor thing over here, and that you anchor it to the top left if you want the thing to be in the top left. The reason for that is if screen resolution changes, and you could find the health that is nowhere near where you want it to be. So I'm going to anchor that one to the top left by clicking here, top left, and clicking on that one. I'm going to anchor player 2 health to the top right, and I'm also actually going to change the alignment to right as well. Yeah, I'm going to do that, change that to right as well. And in the middle one, I'm going to keep that anchored to the middle, which is the default, but I'm going to change it to center line by doing these here. And if I run that now, it does make a minor difference. You see there, it's now the health, the blue health is more in the top right hand corner, but it also means if they change resolution, it will stay there, which is important. Okay, that's all, folks.